This is your 2-umpire system, and these are the positions that you'll need. This is P1. This is where the plate umpire will spend probably 80% of their time. Right here is P2, and this is where the base umpire resides when there's no one on base. Next up, you guessed it, P3 and P4. P3 is used when there's a runner on first. P4 is used when there's a runner on first, second, or third. Now P5 and 6 are a very special case because these are only used when you're umpiring mosquito or below. The main reason why these aren't used outside of mosquito and below is because you're not really looking for anyone to be picked off at any of the bases. That's why when you're peewee and above, there's leadoffs, there's pickoffs. That's why you're down here, so you can quickly move and look to first, to third, to second, you know? Straight to those bases. There's no need for that. There's absolutely no need for that. Mosquito and below, so that's why you go up here. Now you may have heard me use the term R1. What I said before is that means that there's a runner on first base. Now if you can guess what U1 and U2 stands for, they mean umpire 1 and umpire 2. So, when there's nobody on the bases, these are the positions that our umpires will be in. Our home plate umpire will be in P1, and our base umpire will be in P2. Now let's talk about a ground ball to the infield, okay? Let's say the ball is hit to the third baseman. The base umpire will come to about roughly here, where they can see the corner of the bag and the runner leading up to the bag. Now that the base umpire is in the correct position to make the call, everything's right. Now that the base umpire's in the right spot to make the call, everyone should just stay still, right? Wait for the play to be completed? Wrong. It is the plate umpire's job to come out from behind the plate around the catcher and run up to about halfway to the baseline. That is because the throw from the third baseman might take the first baseman off the bag. First baseman might try to tag the runner coming to first. Umpire 2 could have absolutely no view on the situation whatsoever. U1 does. The home plate umpire does. So, he is able to signal, or they're able to signal to their partner that the runner was safe. Let's say the runner was safe. There was no tag applied. The runner is safe. What is that? That's a ground ball. Now, let's talk about a fly ball. So, there's a fly ball right to center field. It is the home plate umpire's job to come forward as much as possible. That's a terrible line, but you get the idea. Come set and make the call. Was the ball caught? We have an out. Was the ball not caught? If the ball is not caught and it's nowhere near, you signal fair ball. If the ball flips off, just barely tips off the fielder's glove, you make the safe signal and you say, no catch, no catch. And while all of that is happening, the base runner is running down the bases, right? Getting to first, getting to second, maybe even getting to third and home. But it is the base umpire's job to make sure that this runner touches first base, and if the runner goes to second, the base umpire will take them up to second base. And I'm about to show you how. I just realized I could have been using the line tool this whole time. Anyways, so Ball is hit to center field. Home plate umpire runs out, making the catch, no catch, fair foul call. While the runner is running, big surprise, the base umpire will go around the base, look at first, make sure that they touch, right? And if the umpire sees that, hey, they've touched first base, now it looks like they're going to go to second, they pivot, and they take the runner to second. This continues everywhere. Taking him third. Okay? All the bases, you go first, second, and third. Once you've gotten to third, you don't need to. It's not really your problem anymore. It is the home plate umpire's job to boogie down back to home plate and make the safe out call. Now, what if your partner's over here, not paying attention, not doing anything? Well, it's your lucky day. If the runner starts to go home and your partner's not paying attention, do you know what you need to do? You need to take the runner home. You need to make sure that the runner touches home plate. And if there's a play at home, it is your job to call them safe or out. But always remember, you don't want to be making the call while you're moving. So, let's say the runner, we'll draw a little R3 here. That's the runner, okay? Here's the ball coming all the way in from the outfield, hits the cutoff, coming into the catcher, okay? You need to make sure that you're running. You're running. You have your view, okay? This is what your view is. I'll make this clearer. Give me a moment. Here is your view. You need to make sure that you have the correct view and the correct angle to see the tag of the plate or the runner. So, you need to come from third base, follow the runner along, but make sure that you're just barely ahead of the runner so you have time to stop in your tracks, analyze what happens, and of course, make the out or safe call. So that was the ground ball and fly ball situations with no one on base. And let's do it with a runner on first. You see we have our R1 here, home plate umpire here, and our base umpire right here. So let's do a ground ball. I'm gonna be simulating a routine double play. Sounds good? Okay. So the ball is hit straight to the third baseman, let's say, okay? Third baseman throws the ball to second base, shortstop, whoever's covering in there. You need to make sure that you two takes 2 steps towards the bag, stops, analyze the play. Most likely, the runner's going to be out here, so we're going to say out. Runner's out. You make sure that your call is nice, big, loud. Then, immediately, once you see the tag there, you call him out, you turn around, you take 2 more steps, 1, 2, and you plant yourself right here, watching the play at first. And then you make let's just say, make it fun. Runner was safe at 1, out at 2. No double play. Again, while all this is happening, we need to have our home plate umpire coming around, come about halfway down, and making sure that they can see what the base umpire can't. So that was a ground ball. Let's do a fly ball, shall we? I'm going to pick my handy dandy line tool because I don't want to be annoyed. And let's just say fly ball right out to center field again. We're making the center fielder do some good work out here. So, center fielder, let's say the ball's not caught. So that means R1 is going to be running. Run it to 2. If they're fast, they might get to 3, right? So, but here's the thing. It is the base umpire's job this time to go out and make the call, whether they're out to catch. Well, I guess not safe, but if there's no catch, that means the plate umpire here will need to be following the runner. So that's a ground ball to the infield with the runner on one. Let's do a fly ball to the infield, okay? Handy dandy line tool. Fly ball straight to the center fielder. No doubt they're gonna catch it, okay? And you know what? They do. Our center fielder does good this time. Center fielder catches the ball. Gorgeous catch. We'll call it a Kevin Pillar Superman dive. So, what we have here to go and make the catch no catch call, we have our base umpire going out, standing still, standing straight, making sure that they're watching the catch, and they make the catch or no catch call. So that's either, of course, an out basically, or a safe motion while saying no catch. You got to make sure that you make the safe motion, but you have to say no catch. Oops. While all of this is happening, the runner is going to be tagging up because they don't want to be thrown out at 2. But our home plate umpire doesn't stay still. They're also not going to follow up the runner they're not going to follow up the batter runner that hit the ball. This umpire is going to hustle as fast as they can. I'm going to use a straight line for this one. Down to third base. Okay? They're going to go as fast as they can to make sure that they have a view at third base. Oh, not U3, you're still U1. U1. A situation where umpire 2 or the base umpire will be in P4 will be when there's a runner on 1, and 2. Also, if there's a runner only on 2, or if there's a runner on 3rd or 2nd and 3rd. That's still R3. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Now, I know that's complicated. But another situation that you may be in. Why can't I write numbers today? Will be with the runners on 1st and 3rd. Now, this one is tricky. I've made this mistake. Other people have made this mistake. When there's a runner on 1st and 3rd, where should you be? You're going to be in P3. And I'll tell you why. If there's a pickoff attempt to 1st, you're going to be able to see it. Right? There's a pickoff attempt to 1st, able to see it, no problem. Well, you're asking, what if there's a pickoff attempt to 3rd? Well, you're right. That you're going to be in a bad situation for that. But it doesn't happen as much as it happens at 1st. And also, if there's a ground ball, it's going to be hard to make a call at first base from P4, no? Though you will have to do it at points. You will. It's much easier to do it from P3. And also, if the ball is hit on the ground, R1 is going to be going to 2nd. The batter runner, which is BR, batter runner, who is hitting the ball, is going to be running to 1st. Where's R3 going to be going? R3 is going to be making their way to home plate, where that is now the home plate umpire's duty to see if they touch the plate, while it is the base umpire's duty to call the double play. Now, with bases loaded, it's very similar if you only had runners at 1st and 2nd. The base umpire will still be getting the fly balls to the outfield, still be making calls at the plate, at the bases. The plate umpire will be making calls at the plate, but in this situation, the umpire, the home plate umpire, when there's a ground ball, they're not going to be running up to first to watch the runner, because they need to make sure that R3 and possibly even R2 touches home plate. Because if they don't, the defensive team can appeal. And if you're not paying attention, if they're not paying attention to this here, that'll be bad. Now, the last situation I'll be talking about for the 2-umpire system is a home run. This is pretty darn easy to figure out. Well, not to just execute. So, let's do it. A beautiful home run is hit outside the park, right field. Okay? Great hit. Beautiful. The plate umpire is, of course, running out, being ready to make the no catch call, and then he realizes, hey, that's a home run. That's outside the park. So, the umpire will signal home run, which is just to put your index finger in the air and make a circle with it. Do it maybe 3-4 times. And then, once that happens, they make their way back to the plate and stand right in front of the plate. While that is happening, the base umpire is going to be doing the exact same thing that they do for a normal fly ball, but at, of course, a slower speed, because the batter runner who just hit their home run, they're not going to be sprinting across the bases. They're going to be jogging. They're going to be celebrating, going to be cheering, going to be hyping themselves up, hyping up their team. So you need to make sure that you're rounding the base, making sure he touches first base, jogging the same speed he is, but make sure that you're ahead of them. Making sure that they touch second. Okay. Making your way to third. Make sure they touch third. And then the runner starts to come home, and look at that. The plate umpire is in the perfect position to make sure that they touch home.